Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Night Hunter. Found it on DirecTV. I'm going to go ahead and watch it for you so that you know if you have DirecTV, if you want to pay the $10.99 to rent it. So I'm going to help you out, hopefully. It involves an ex-lieutenant of some sort, a police force, what else? And a vigilante who are all caught up in this dangerous guy who has been known or has been accused of or arrested of female abductions. So, I don't know, not very telling on IMDb. That's why I'm here. I am going to watch it for you and I'll give you a better idea what the synopsis is. What I do know is Henry Cavill's in it, Superman, if he's still Superman or not, but he was Superman at one time. Alexandra Daddario is in it. Minka Kelly, Friday Night Lights, you know, she was in, Friday Night Lights, the TV show, not the movie. Stanley Tucci and Ben Kingsley, just to name a few. So IMDb has this currently rated at a 5.8. So I don't know, doesn't seem that good. An hour and 36 minutes. I'll get into it here. I'll really tell you what it's about so that you don't have to read that stuff. And then ultimately I'll tell you if it's worth watching. Alright? Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Night Hunter. We're at the 50-minute, 48-second mark. Not much left, but I'm really entertained. Very interesting. It kind of reminds me of like Kiss the Girls, if you've ever seen that with Morgan Freeman, where they kidnap girls and one girl gets away and helps them find a serial kidnapper. And Seven, a little bit. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe because Morgan Freeman was in that too. I don't know, but you know, kind of got that feel to it, that vibe to it. And and the interesting piece was, so Henry Cavill plays he's the police officer, and who's, you know, on the case trying to find this. And the interesting piece, because I didn't think of this, but like Ben Kingsley is the vigilante. So Ben Kingsley is going around and you know, finding predators and taking them down. And I'm not going to give you any more details on that, but he's taking care of business his own way. Because, you know, the cops only come after everything ever happens, so he's trying to take care of it before anything happens. So interesting little piece there, interesting role for him. I think you would think maybe Henry because he's Superman. But anyway, so the what's going on here is they have captured a guy right in the beginning, so there's no spoiler alert. The guy who they believe is the kidnapper of all these girls who've been abducted for years, and they don't even know how many at this point. They have basically 2 survivors so far, and they're trying to piece everything together. The person that they have arrested seems like he's got multiple personalities, those kinds of things. He's very psychologically damaged. And the person on the case that's Alexandra Daddario. No, so she's like an investigator as well, and she's trying to uncover what's going on. But it is very intriguing. I like it a lot. There's a lot of, like, not action, but you know, it's not like there's fights and gunfire, but there's a lot of exciting pieces. I guess it's considered action. If it's not a fight or a gunfight, that's okay. It's not like boring, long, drawn out dialogue and stuff. They're moving around, you know. So it really keeps you interested, and you're really trying to figure out what's going on here. I had my ideas right in the beginning, but they already those things kind of already unfold. So they're not right now like holding you up for a big twist. I think there's a lot of pieces to it, and you're trying to get to the final puzzle here, essentially. But Henry, like him, he's got his accent in this. He's not Superman, so he's got a little bit of an accent sometimes. He mumbles though, and it's hard. Sometimes I have to go back and listen to it again. Ben Kingsley, of course, he has an accent too, so you know, you got to really pay attention because there are pieces that you want to hear. The only other piece that I want to talk about is, at this point, Henry Cavill is, I guess, divorced from his wife, which is Minka Kelly. So very small role for her, and they have a daughter together, which I do believe might come into play a little bit later. But at this point, Nothing like that, except for, you know, him living alone in a house without unpacking and stuff like that. Who cares, right? All right. So far, I think it's worth. But we're only halfway through the $10.99 to watch it. You may want to wait until Redbox, that kind of thing. But let me get back to it here. Finish the last part of this movie. If anything interesting happens between now and the credits, I'll check in. If not, I'll see you at the credits and put my final stamp of approval on it, hopefully. All right. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits Night Hunter, and I'll start it off by saying I really enjoyed this film. I liked it a lot. And usually what happens when I like films a lot, I'm still going to pick out all the things I didn't like about it. But before I do that, I want to talk about some of the things that I did like. And that was Brandon Fletcher. So Brandon Fletcher is the guy that they capture right in the beginning that I've already talked about, you know, in a very first check-in. So that's the guy that they capture, and I think he does a great job of playing his character. Now, you've seen this type of character before, where they have schizophrenia, multiple personalities, things like that, like Split. If you've ever seen the movie Split, it's, I mean, not as well played as that, but you know what I'm going for here in the, you know, the minds of these people, and you know, I thought he did a good job. You know, I don't know if he's a well-known actor. I think I know him from Arrow. He was on the TV show Arrow. Not sure what else he was in. I recognize his face, so I know he was in other things, and you will probably know who he is as well. So I liked everything that they did. Like I said, they have this plot line going, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. You know, who was totally involved in this, the kidnapping of all these girls, and you know what's the whole story is what the ultimate goal is, and you know, find any other survivors maybe, or at least give some closure to some families. And as they go along, they don't just save the big twist for the end. They're leading you along pretty well, and you know, keeping you gripped. And speaking of gripping, there's this one scene that really has you on your edge of your seat. So if you do watch this movie, tell me what that was for you. It's not the ending. It's you know, somewhere in the middle somewhere. So just think about that. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was like, you know, edge of your seat kind of stuff. Okay, so that's, I liked it. I liked Henry Cavill's character. You know, I liked all the acting in it, to be honest with you. I enjoyed it. Mainly him. It's neat to see him as somebody other than Superman, and kind of the hard, gritty kind of guy. He was the homicide detective in this, and so there are all the things that I enjoyed about it. And if I think of more, I'll throw those in here. Some of the things that I didn't quite get. Or one thing that I thought was, you know, they're trying to solve this, they're trying to understand what's going on, and so they're looking for different clues and stuff like that. So there's one piece, and I don't know why they did this, but whatever, they find like a room full of evidence. I mean, it's like hallways and rooms and everything like that, and Henry's calling for backup to get a whole bunch of people down to comb through all this evidence to find the thing that they're looking for, and Alexandra finds it. Like that. I was like, that was a silly thing to do in a movie. It was right there. It was like as soon as they get off the elevator, and there it is. So I had a problem with that. You know, a little far-fetched that would happen. It could have done something different there. I know it's a small, minor detail, but it caught me, and I wanted to mention it. The other piece of it was the reason behind Ben Kingsley's character being a vigilante. They touch on it, and I get it, and they kind of come back to it a little bit at the end. But it wasn't clear enough, at least for me. I kind of think I get it. I think, like, as I'm telling you now, I kind of get it, but it's not clear enough. I think they could have done a better job of telling that. So, you have that. And then the very final thing that I thought was odd, you don't see it in movies a lot. You know, you see a lot of movies about infidelity and people cheating on their marriage, but the way this is really odd. So from the beginning, I also have the sense, from the beginning, there's something going on between Henry and Alexandria's characters, okay? We don't know anything more than, you know, you could tell that they know each other, and there's some history there, but you don't know any more, which seems to me like what I think happened was they filmed this movie and came back and said we got to make it shorter, and they took pieces out, and that was a piece that they took out. I don't know. I gets that sense throughout this entire movie that there's stuff left on the cutting room floor that I think we might have enjoyed. I would have been okay with this film being 2 hours long if they would have put the right stuff back in it. And that's one piece, I mean, not a major piece of the movie or the plot line, but something that I felt was missing that they cut and you know what I mean? They didn't piece it together right in the movie. And maybe that's the same thing what happened with Ben Kingsley's story as well. Again, I get it, but they could have done a better job of pulling that out, I think. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I'm in the 7 and 8 range. So, take that for what it's worth. That's what I got for you. I don't want to ramble on any further, but check it out. If you like these, and I go back to what I said before in case you missed it, it's got that Seven and Kiss the Girls vibe to it. So, it's got the, I don't want to say brain teaser, but you know how in 7 he had them going around and trying to figure out things and doing things like that, and he was seemed very clever. He was a very clever guy in that movie. I get that sense from this, from what they were doing here. And then Kiss the Girls is where, he kidnapped girls and they're trying to figure out who this guy is and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's it. I got that. So if you like those movies, check this one out. I think you'll enjoy this because I did. And there you go. That's it. I will stop right there. So check it out. I know I'm pointing down, but they're in the comments there. I will put links to it so you can go ahead after this wonderful review, click on it and start watching it. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.